Hello everyone, welcome to the Wheeler Centre. My name is Simon Abrahams and I'm the head of programming here at the Wheeler Centre, but I'm a theatre person at heart and I'm very excited to be here today to welcome the cast for a play reading of Savages. So in the middle of last year, there was a production of Savages written by Patricia Cornelius, directed by Susie Dee, designed by Mark Horwell, that played at 45 downstairs, just down the road. It then went on to win pretty much every award there was to win. It swept the Green Room Awards. Yesterday it was announced that it was nominated for an Augie Award, which I have no doubt it will go on to win. And of course, it won the Wheeler Centre's own Victorian Premier's Literary Award. So based on that extraordinary success, we wanted to invite the cast back here today to deliver a theatre in the raw version of Savages. So would you join with me in welcoming the cast of Savages?
Hey.
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 Look at you.
Look at you.
And you.
And you.
What do you say?
Hey.
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 Long time.
Long time.
Man.
Oh, man.
Not wrong.
So long.
Here we are.
We are.
We are.
Can you believe it?
Nah. We done it.
We did.
We did.
We're here. We are.
We are.
Can you believe it?
Nah.
Look at you.
Look at you.
And you.
And you.
Gonna be good. So good.
Real good.
Unbelievably good.
It's gonna be great.
Mate.
Great.
So great.
Gonna be fantastic.
Fantastic.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Listen, listen, listen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Listen.
Listen, listen, listen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, yeah. Settle down.
We've earned this.
That's what I reckon.
No, listen.
Listen.
We've earned this.
We have. We deserve it.
We do.
It's our turn.
It is. Our time.
That's right.
So right.
We need this.
I'm with you. We do. I've been hanging out, I'm telling you.
It's like it's come in the nick of time.
Like it saved my neck. Pulled me from the very depths.
Of despair. Yeah?
Yeah. I've been stuck.
In mud.
In slime.
Quicksand.
About to go under. To go down.
Down. Down.
Down.
About to take my last breath.
About to drown.
I'm telling you the truth. I'm not exaggerating, not pulling your leg, not bullshitting you. I was that far down, somewhere so close to letting it all go, to finding nothing to keep me up, nothing to care about, nothing at all.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That far down.
The pits.
The bog.
in hell.
Hey.
What?
What?
Hey.
What?
Stop.
What?
Pull the plug on this.
What this?
Give it a miss. This. This isn't the note to start our song on. This isn't our tune. We're not boarding this boat singing some dirge. We're not taking any of this stuff with us.
We've got to find a song to sing.
Something uplifting.
Inspiring.
Hopeful.
Full of good cheer.
Something grand.
Like an opera. Or an anthem.
You're right.
This isn't the time to be whinging about our lot.
To be harping on about what's been. Grumbling about old wounds.
We leave here healed.
Anew.
Rebirthed.
No extra baggage aboard this ship.
What was, is been, is gone, belongs on the land.
Once we walk the gangplank, we leave it all behind. No talk of the past, no complaining about it, no thinking about it. We leave this land and we sail away from what we been, what we done, our miseries.
You're
on.
Born again.
And new skins.
Light and breezy.
Easy.
Done.
We're out of here! Here we are, gentlemen, about to embark on the journey of a lifetime.
Journey of a lifetime.
The moment we've been waiting for.
The time has come to leave our homeland and sail the seas.
To begin our greatest adventure.
Discover new territories.
Once we board this ship, our lives filled with possibilities.
We'll be tested in ways we've never experienced. We'll need courage and cunning and brute strength.
Conquer our worst fears.
We must make a pledge.
A pledge.
To our new life.
Our new life.
We must declare our old selves dead.
Dead as a
Dead.
doornail.
You men, what do you intend to leave behind? What will you leave on the quay? What baggage will you shed? Run, you first. What misery do you intend to dump?
What miseries? I can't think of none.
I know what I'm leaving.
Wait on, give me time.
Run, go to the end of the line.
Oh, fuck.
I'm leaving me job. Not one moment will I allow it to cross my mind. The instant I step aboard that ship, I've resigned. My boss can stick the job up his huge behind. I'll no longer be his lackey, the man he loves to blame. I'll board this ship a free man!
Yeah.
What about you, Georgie boy? What garbage are you discarding?
Step aside, Craze.
No way.
I'm about to leave my good humour behind.
Come on, George, just play.
I know what I'm leaving.
What's that, Runt?
My mum. I'm leaving her behind.
No, Runt. Think again.
Jesus, I don't know.
It's got to be something with weight, something that means something.
I got it. I'm leaving my height behind.
Your height.
That's right. I'm sailing on this boat a tall man.
Welcome aboard. Hey. Come on, George. Give it up.
After you, Craze.
Me? I'm leaving all my responsibilities. The kids, the wife.
You and Danielle haven't been together for years.
I'm setting sail a single man.
You are a single man.
No bitter thoughts. No memories of visits to the courts. No talk about custody or child support. I step aboard unshackled, untangled, ready to tackle the high seas.
Your turn, George. What's it going to be?
Better make it fast.
Here's your chance to set yourself free.
Old allegiances.
Oh, what?
Old ties. That's what I'm leaving. Once aboard that boat, my loyalty will be by myself and myself alone.
Really?
Really?
After you.
After you.
You first.
I insist.
What the fuck's this?
We're away! Been planning it for years.
3 cheers!
Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
Never seen much. Left school at 14. Had my head buried in the cavity of trucks. Oil up to my armpits, in my hair, dripping down the nape of my neck, my back and legs into my boots. Ingrained grease covers my body like bruises. My hands are fine crazed like the surface of an old pot. Read my palm. It's like an open book. It says one thing. It says never seen a thing.
Never been anywhere. Once when I was a kid, my dad got hold of a tent and we went. I don't know where it was we went. It was nowhere. Not by the sea or a river or a forest. We pulled over, climbed a barbed wire fence and camped in a paddock. My dad had the tent, but no bedding, no light, no gas stove. We ate takeaway. And in the morning we came home.
Never felt much. Never wanted anything. Not a lot and not enough. Until now. I've been working hard, long hours, slogging my guts out, trying to get ahead. Endless conversations about selling and buying and how much rent. It's been intense. Never had a plan before. Never saw myself with all the pieces fitting together. The job, the car and, the lot.
This is what we need.
It is indeed.
Something nice.
For a change.
Some pleasure in our life.
This is about as close to happy as I can get. Look! I'm Kate Winslet! I'm that guy with the trident, Poseidon. I'm the masthead on the bow of the ship going down into the waves with every dip. The saltwater spray is going to take everything away and leave me like a newborn babe. Is this the best? Is this the trip of a lifetime? Is it? Is it? It is!
believe it?
Couldn't have dreamed it.
Bigger than the Titanic.
Luxurious.
Plush.
Deluxe.
4 pools.
Massage tables.
4.
And masseurs.
With beautiful curves.
Nothing better to soothe the nerves.
When's the last time you felt like this?
Christmas when I was a kid.
When I got my first car.
Held my firstborn.
When I had my first fuck.
The first time I had my cock sucked.
Sweeping staircase.
Chandeliers.
Gold statues.
Of naked women with flowers in their hair.
Marble floors.
And a dome.
With windows from floor to ceiling.
Unreal.
Unbelievable.
Magical.
Divine.
Divine.
Sublime.
It's fucking fantastic.
Oh, we're going to have the best time.
Entertainment non-stop.
Comedians
Oh,
galore.
I saw one of them blokes on the telly once. He tells the funniest jokes. He told this one about this woman who was so fat.
Yeah, there are hundreds of different acts.
A contortionist.
Oh, once I saw a stripper bend over and I can't tell you how close her mouth was to her.
Runt! Mind your manners, will you? This is a cruise. There are no low-class acts.
There's a Houdini guy locked in the trunk.
There's a bloke who juggles rats.
There are women in feathers and heels that make them 8 foot tall.
I hate that.
With enormous tits that don't shake.
Because they're fake.
Look pretty good to me.
They're blokes, mate.
Call me superficial, but they look like ladies, and that suits me great.
A 24-hour buffet.
Prawns and crayfish.
Oyster Skill Patrick.
And Mornay and freshly shucked.
Freshly shucked.
Well, I'll be fucked.
I'm going to eat meat till I'm stuffed.
I'm worried about the size of my gut.
A hamburger grill.
Pizza joint.
Premium steakhouse.
I'm ever one of those steaks that hang over the plate.
Rare.
And juicy, mate.
Give the man meat.
Meat!
Not for me.
You don't eat steak.
I'm vegetarian.
You what?
I don't eat meat.
You kidding me?
How could you not eat meat?
Easy.
Not chicken?
Not pork.
Lamb?
Or no beef?
I don't eat meat. I don't eat it, I don't like it, and I don't get what the fuss is about.
You eat tofu.
As a matter of fact, I do.
A fitness centre.
Picture theatre.
A
Planetarium.
gymnasium.
Jogging track.
Nightclub with a nautical theme.
DJs and live bands.
Laundry.
Barber.
A shopping mall.
A
Solarium.
rock climbing wall.
And a wedding chapel.
Are you kidding?
You never know, Runt. You might go home shackled.
This can't be it.
676.
Tell me this isn't it.
676.
It's it.
This is shit.
How are we meant to fit?
It's a dungeon.
A prison cell.
I'm freaking out.
This is hell.
hot as.
airless.
Claustrophobic.
I'm getting pissed off.
I am pissed off.
How much do we pay for this?
It's shit.
Where are the windows?
We're underwater.
We're what?
We're underwater.
We're not, are we?
I'm really freaking
I
out.
thought we'd have a balcony.
How are we going to put up with
We'll
this?
change it.
Can't.
Why not?
It's fully booked.
Shit!
I'll go mad.
I'll go with you.
How did we end up with this?
What gives?
What went down?
How the hell?
It's not my fault.
We're the lowest of the low.
Worms.
In the bowels of the ship.
Peasants.
Slaves.
I bet the cleaners get better than this.
If it sinks, we'll sink with it.
Won't get out.
Wouldn't have a chance in hell.
It's all right.
For you, Runt, it's perfect.
You fit.
It's your
But
size.
for normal men,
I knew you weren't serious. Knew you'd forget. Remember, I came aboard a tall man.
Trouble is, Runt, you think small.
You've got a midget brain.
you booked us a cupboard for a cabin.
It's what we could afford.
You went cheap.
You always do.
You got no class.
You're always broke.
You're the last to shout.
We come on the trip of a lifetime and you want us to suffocate on each other's
Oh,
farts.
this trip wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for me. I had to do it all. I changed the dates a dozen times to suit George. I organised a passport for Rabbit, even went round to get you to sign the papers. And Craze hasn't even paid me yet. I had to put all the money up front, and you all complained about how much it cost, and by the time I got round to booking, this was all that was left, and I figured all we're going to do here is sleep, and that leave more for drinks.
That's true.
What?
More money for drinks.
It is.
He's got a point.
What's with you?
Cat got your tongue.
Are you sulking?
You're ungrateful dogs.
It's all right, Runt.
We forgive you.
We do.
It's cosy.
Cute.
Close.
And who's going to sleep?
Not me.
I insist we live the next 2 weeks to the hilt. To
The hilt.
No,
No
sleep.
sleep.
No
No
sleep.
Not a moment's rest.
None.
Not a second wasted.
Not one. It's time to take chances.
Risks.
Do things we've never done.
Anything goes.
And more.
Anything at all.
Is that us in the distance?
It is.
Almost gone.
Magnificent.
It is.
Oh, I feel let loose.
Adrift.
Lighter.
Free.
Off the leash.
No constraints.
I wouldn't mind never coming back.
2 weeks of this, you won't be saying that.
I might jump ship and swim to some exotic island.
You'd grow tired of it.
Live the rest of my life in a mask and snorkel, with a spear in my hand to catch fish.
The simple life, is that what you're after?
And clean. Salt water would dissolve the grease.
You'd be bored shitless within a month.
I'd be happy. That's what I'd be.
You're happy, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Aren't you?
Yeah, sure. Sure, yeah, I'm happy.
Oh, change, it's all you need.
Yeah. Change a life.
You've got great kids, a gorgeous wife.
Yeah, they're great kids. Terrific. Full on. They're a handful. They always want something.
You'd miss them.
What?
On your exotic island, you'd miss them.
Yeah, of course I would.
You'd be lonely.
Of course I would.
You would.
How's life for you?
You know, usual.
The job, the house, the family?
Yeah, the job's all right. I rent an apartment, it's all right. And Billy's 15 now and lives with his mum in New Zealand. I don't see him.
You could jump ship with me.
Not me, Rabbit. I'd miss the city lights.
I suppose you're out raging every night.
Mostly I go out to eat.
On your own?
Sometimes.
Got someone you take.
Sometimes.
Who?
No one you know, Rabbit.
She got a name?
She's got a name.
What is it?
Listen to us, huh? Talking about what we left behind.
Oh, Craze will be furious.
What?
If he hears us talking about the past.
Hey, right. That's right, enough of this. We're on a ship, heading for the high seas, about to have the experience of a lifetime!
She and me, we're one. We're the same thing, the same skin, the same blood flows through our veins. We're intertwined, entangled, threaded through each other like the finest tapestry. We're stitched on. There's no difference between us. I'm her and she's me.
But you haven't been together for years.
That's what you think. What the world thinks. What nobody knows except her and me. We've never been apart. Not really.
You got divorced.
She's the love of my life and I'm the love of hers. It's like we're cursed. There's no one else. There can't be. For each other, we'll always come first.
So you're still together.
And more passionate than ever.
You're back in the house.
I will be.
What about the restraining order?
We're like magnets. Nothing, and I mean nothing, can keep us apart.
Yeah, right, Craze. Except Danielle. She might not see it your way.
Danielle knows there's nothing she can do.
If you're so close, then...
What?
Well, when was the last time you and Danielle had sex?
What's that got to do with you?
Nothing. It's just a kind of demonstration.
You're a weird little bastard, you know that?
No, it's just a way of telling.
Last night, as a matter of fact.
You were with me last night.
And then I went to Danielle's.
Did you?
It's what I just said, didn't I?
Yeah.
What about you?
What?
When's the last time you fucked someone?
Me? Actually, I fucked someone last night too.
Bullshit.
It's true.
Who?
Someone I've been seeing for a while.
Bullshit.
We've been going out for, I don't know, maybe a month, maybe two.
Who?
No one you'd know.
You tell me the truth. Ooh. Good for you. Who is she?
She's gorgeous.
Ooh. What's her name? Don't you know her name?
Yeah, of course I do.
What is it?
Lolita.
What?
Lolita.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How old is she?
Not sure. She's young.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Lolita.
Yeah.
Runt, you're full of shit. Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Did you ever imagine this?
Never.
Did you ever think this would be us?
Never.
Did you ever think that we'd be lying here like this?
Nah.
Did you ever think...
Shut the fuck up.
I know, I just can't believe it.
Believe it.
Enjoy it.
Soak it up.
Did you ever think...
Don't spoil it.
I've had enough.
Relax.
Done that.
Relax.
Lie back.
Give into it.
Can't.
Chill.
Can't.
Why not?
Going mad.
Lie back.
What's that?
What?
How did you do that?
That. Footy.
Stitches?
8.
I got 10.
Where?
Knee, piece of glass this long, hurt like hell.
Did you cry?
Hell yeah.
Check this out.
Shit.
Ruptured spleen.
Oh, I had my appendix out.
I've had about 4 lots across my eyebrows.
How come?
Work it out.
What about that?
I got rid of a tat.
I sat on a wine glass and it shattered. 40 stitches in my bum.
I was 6 and I was walking along a corrugated iron fence and fell and my leg split and one of my nuts was hanging down like on a piece of string.
Prove it.
What?
Give us a look.
Go to hell.
Here's one. Don't know where I got that from.
Oh, I've got one here.
Here's another one.
Oh, here's one. No, hang on, that's just grease.
I got dozens of them on my head.
Shit, I forgot. I've got a beauty on my shoulder here. This dickhead on a forklift didn't see me.
Oh, here's one, an old one. You can't really see it.
Can you see the one behind me here? Cyst.
I like scars.
Yeah. Good ones.
Not burns.
Or acne.
Or puckered ones like my mum's.
Shit, no, not them.
Clean scars.
Tough scars.
I've been around scars.
Don't fuck with me, scars.
A line, nice and fine, starting here and across my eye and down my cheek and running off my chin.
Like someone's taken a quick swipe with a razor blade.
Or like Chopper Reed ones with knife wounds down your front.
He's some mean-ass cunt.
How many bones you broke?
Are you counting noses?
Yeah, no, who hasn't broken a nose in a fight?
Count them.
Noses?
Bones.
2.
1. No, 2. I forgot my big toe.
3. An arm, a finger and a rib.
An arm, and like I said, my big toe. Busted it on someone's head.
My jawbone and leg.
12.
What?
12.
Bullshit.
At least. This arm alone's been broken 5 times.
Car smash or something?
Cheekbone, leg, twice. Fingers, 3 of them. And to be honest, I'm not sure how many ribs.
Shit.
Wrist, elbow, my collarbone.
Oh, and mine, I forgot. That's 4.
Who's been shot?
Oh, how'd that be? You'd lift your shirt and be right here above your heart. And you wouldn't say anything, just have them looking and wondering. And then someone would ask and you'd say, I'd rather not talk about it if you don't mind.
A shrapnel wound would take the cake.
Or one from a bayonet in the guts.
What about if you lost an eye?
Eye patches are good.
6 ribs, I counted them, 6 of them.
Runt, that's so much bullshit.
No, it's not.
Runt, you're a fucking liar, mate.
No, I'm not.
Runt, I'm going to add to your collection if you don't shut up.
Oh, I've got hundreds of scars. Look. I'm covered in them.
Shit.
What the fuck? They're cigarette burns, aren't they?
I won.
I'm wet.
Love to sweat.
Only chance I get is at the gym.
Or running a few laps.
Doing a few rounds in the ring.
Love the heat of it.
Like you're working, really working.
Not much sweating driving round in a van.
Or sitting on your bum behind a desk.
Rabbit, you must work up a sweat.
Nah, the garage has got air conditioning.
I love jobs that work you.
That demand your strength.
Ask for grit.
Hard work.
Like felling trees.
Or hauling rocks.
Carting hay.
Clearing something.
Building something.
Jobs where your body means something.
Something's asked of it.
Put to the test.
It aches.
When I was 16, I worked as a brickies labourer. The sweat poured then. By the end of the day, I was absolutely fucked.
But fit.
Yeah.
But the pay was shit.
Oh, yeah.
Occasionally I get in a bit of a sweat when I deal with the hotheads at the club.
Must feel your age, bouncing tough young men.
No way. I take a step toward them and they cower all afraid.
Most young men couldn't fight their way out of a paper bag.
All talk.
No balls.
No steel.
Shit themselves.
Run away.
When I worked at the correctional centre, the young bucks would arc up. I'd go for the toughest kid, Put him in a headlock and his friends would scatter.
They're piss weak, young blokes nowadays.
All front.
Can't fight.
Fuck, I remember some fantastic blues.
Me too.
On for all.
Fists and feet and headbutts.
No holes barred.
Bottles and bricks and metal bars.
Once I was in this stoush and I was losing to this bloke built like a brick shithouse and I thought I was done. I was groping around and found some soft spot and I jammed my finger in. He pulled back and screamed and thank Christ I'd blinded him.
Used to love a good fight.
Afterwards, always felt amazing.
Glad to be alive.
Like every part of you was raging.
Blood pouring down your face and you're celebrating.
So good.
Wish I'd been in one of them tents they used to have in the show.
The boxing tents.
Why'd they get rid of those?
I'd love to have had a go.
Up against the best.
You'd lose, but who cares less?
You'd feel great.
Yes.
They've taken everything away.
There's nothing to do nowadays.
Fucking footy's a girl's game.
Where's a young bloke meant to earn his stripes?
Where in hell's he going to learn what he's made of?
They ought to bring conscription back.
The army had sorted them out.
How's he going to become a man? A real man, a proper one. One that can withstand stuff, can take it, can make it.
I don't know, but it's bad.
It is.
It's really bad.
What you get is a bunch of useless pussies that can't look after themselves.
Let alone anybody else.
What you get is a country of weak men.
Who can't defend their own land.
What you get is boys never understanding how to be a man.
That's a worry.
It is.
It
really is.
When my boy was little, and all he did was cry, my father said to me, "You've got to do something about that." I thought, that's all right, all kids cry. But when he turned 6 and he was still crying at the smallest thing, it frightened me. I thought, I have to stop this. The next time he cried, I took him aside. I said, "Listen to me." And he continued to sob, and I said, Stop, you've got to stop. And I held him, and I waited. And he cried, and I didn't give in. I just held him and looked at me and kept repeating, "No, you've got to stop. It took about a week. But every time he woke up, I'd grab him and we'd do it again. It's heartbreaking, really. But it worked. He never cried again.
My old man was a tough man, a hard man, like steel, like nothing could break in, nothing could hurt him. Throw anything at him and it'd bounce off. He was like Superman. He was big and built and strong. I saw him once throw me mum. I'm telling you, throw her, lift her up and throw her across a room. When I was 11, I took off because I'd done something or not done something or fucked something up. I was always breaking stuff. Everything I touched seemed to fall apart and I knew he'd spit it, so I took off on my bike. And I was riding down the street feeling lucky because I got away and I heard this thundering behind me and he chased me. It fucking ran at some almighty speed and caught me. He pulled me off my bike and laid into me. And when he was done, he lifted me head and gave me some advice, good advice. He said, "Always take responsibility for what you've done."
Being a father to my sons is the most important thing in my life. When they're not with me, I ache. It overwhelms me. I love them so much. I hardly knew my dad. I don't remember him ever kissing me or holding my hand or giving me a hug. He never once showed me love. He couldn't work because he'd fucked his back and he'd groan in pain and complain all day about his shit of a life. I kiss my boys. I make them kiss me back. I hug them. I tell them they're great. I say, "Well done and good for you." And I know they're going to grow up strong and straight. Any moment I get, I don't hesitate. I tell them I love them.
When I'm a father, I hope I'm as good a father as mine. He was the best. A great man. A fantastic bloke. I learned so much from him because he always took the time. He was always there for me and my sister and my mum. He was a great husband to her. An altogether good family man. He's the man who's responsible for the man I am. What?
I thought your dad spent a lot of time inside.
I thought he pissed off when you were about 9.
I thought he gave you a hard time.
I thought
Forget it.
Yeah, your old man was great.
Yeah, great.
You know what?
What?
I reckon I might be taller than you.
Fuck off.
I reckon I am.
In your dreams, runt.
Yeah, stand back to back.
Runt! I'm taller than you.
Hey, George Craze, am I taller than Rabbit?
No. I didn't think you saw your kids.
I see them all the time.
Didn't think you did.
Why would you think that?
The impression I got?
Every chance I get.
Sounds like a bit of bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
How would you know when I see my kids?
I wouldn't.
Nah, you wouldn't.
Craze.
What?
I was wondering.
What?
Well, I was wondering how our investment's going.
It's going.
Oh, I didn't hear nothing from you.
It's doing fine.
I guess it's too early to know whether we've made anything yet.
Patience, runt. These things take time. If you rush these things, they fall in a heap.
Yeah, no worries. Just wondering. That's fine.
Beautiful.
It is.
Just beautiful.
Look at it, would you?
The sky is huge.
Where are we?
Who knows?
In the middle of the ocean.
With no land in sight.
Incredible.
It is.
Beautiful.
How would you describe that?
Beautiful.
What other words would you use?
Fucking beautiful.
More than beautiful.
Like a
Yeah, like that, like a something.
like a blue cloth. Like a
A rippling blue.
Tarp.
Not a tarp. Like a rippling satin.
of a deep blue dress.
That'll do it, I guess.
About as romantic as you can get.
I think it's time
What for?
for a little exploration,
Oh, yeah.
for a little investigation,
Oh, yeah.
for a bit of reconnoitering,
Oh, yeah.
to check out the scene,
To get the lie of the land.
An inventory of sorts.
to see what we got in stock.
To peruse the chickadees.
Yes, please. Hey, don't be a dog.
What are you doing?
Come on.
We're checking out the talent.
Later, maybe.
What's this?
A traitor in our midst.
What's going on?
Nothing. I'm just enjoying the view.
Yeah, but now we're moving.
We're on surveillance.
We've got work to do.
I'll catch up with you.
No, George.
We're in this together, George.
We're the gang of four,
I'll
George.
come soon. I will.
This is a bit strange, George.
It is a bit odd, George.
Come on, George, come on.
Right now, I'd like some time of my own to chill.
Got to be on the same page.
Work together on this one.
Feel the love.
Piss off and leave me alone.
Whoa.
Tetchy.
What's got you so scratchy?
I'm doing my own thing for a while. That's all.
It's like this, George. I didn't come on this trip on my own. I came with Rabbit and Runt and you, George. I came because I wanted to spend some time with my mates. To have some good times with my mates. To have a bit of fun with my mates. That's the trip I came on. Is that the trip you took? Is that the trip you took? So, George, come on.
Oh, we never spend a second apart. Is that it? Huh? We don't go anywhere. We don't eat. We don't speak. You don't sleep unless we're together. Is that the picture?
Yeah, that's about it.
That's it.
What about when we take a shit?
I don't think that's the trip I took, Craze.
I know what this is about, I reckon.
Enlighten us.
George has got himself smitten.
What?
You're kidding. He's been bitten.
Who bit him?
They spend every night together.
Every night.
Is this the problem, George?
What problem?
Have you gone and got yourself in love?
You knew we were going on this trip, George.
Can't choose when you're going to fall in love, Runt.
Yeah, but you'd already made a commitment.
Ah, what can he do? The man's in love.
What are you talking about, Rabbit?
Come on, George, spill the beans.
There's nothing to spill.
He told me before.
Wait till I get my hands on you.
So it's true.
I told him I went out to dinner with someone every now and then.
It's not serious then.
What do you mean?
Not like you're going to marry each other or something.
Oh, we've been out for dinner, for Christ's sake.
I think he's pretty keen.
Rabbit, you shit me.
What have I done?
I'm not like you.
What am I
Like,
like?
did you see a woman and all you can think about is whether you're going to score?
Yep, that's me for sure.
How does Anna put up with you?
What she doesn't know doesn't hurt her.
She knows.
She doesn't.
She knows.
She doesn't.
Of course she knows.
She doesn't care.
Yeah, right, mate.
I'm telling you, she doesn't mind.
Oh, because she pulls a blind eye.
Anna's cool.
Anna's a fool.
Don't call her a fool.
Got to be a fool to put up with you.
I said, don't call her a fool.
Settle down, Rabbit.
I married Anna when I was 17.
We know, Rabbit, we know.
She was 16.
You got her knocked up.
I was just a kid.
You got her knocked up.
Anna understands.
Hey, remember when that guy liked Anna?
What?
Yeah, don't you remember, Rabbit?
There was nothing in that.
You went berserk.
There was nothing
the
in it.
names you called her.
I remember that.
And all the time, you were at it.
I'll fuck whoever I please.
Of course.
I will.
Of course you will.
Well, what's his problem with it?
He's confused.
What?
You're confused.
No, I'm not.
Rabbit's always fucked his brains out, hence the name. Good luck to him. Fucking's fucking, Rabbit's good at it. No shame. We've all admired his performance at one time, all wished we'd had his flair, his stamina, his persistence.
You're right there.
It's amazing that Anna sticks with him.
Come on, George, call her a fool. Try it just once more.
Fucking is fucking. It doesn't mean a thing. A bit of fun, a bit on the side, a bit of all right. A relief like taking a piss. A bit of rough and tumble, a bit of something different, a change, something new, something to do.
No big deal.
Just a quick dip in the ocean. No names to remember, no numbers to call, no visits made, no relevance at all.
And the relevance now?
We're not talking about love, George. Love is something else. Love's the long haul, going the distance. We've come aboard, and this is what I was talking about before. Love is what we do back there. Love is for onshore. On this trip, forget about love. We're here to have a good time, to let loose and to fuck our brains out. You with me, George? George?
I'm with you. It snuck up on me and took me by surprise. Didn't see it coming, didn't have a clue. Came upon me suddenly and deeply, and I was in love. I realised I'd never been in love before. I've fallen far, catapulted across the sky like a shooting star. For the time being, I'll put it on hold. It'll keep, it's not going anywhere, that's for sure. I'll come back, and my love will be waiting for me.
I'm swimming to the surface and I've got just enough air. I swim and I can see the light above me there, and I get so far and then no further because my heart, it's so heavy, so fucking heavy, it's dragging me down. Love, it's drowning me.
The big one. Once you've had it, that's it. No other's as passionate, as intense, as painful, or as sweet. A great love is precious, sacred. Got to be protected, kept under lock and key. The very thought of it makes me want to break down, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, weep.
Love. I want it. I want it bad. I want to take a strand of a woman's hair and gently place it behind her ear. I want to watch her head fall back and laughter bubble up like champagne. I want to hold hands and kiss her on the lips and kiss her again and deep and with my tongue and bite her breasts and stick my fingers in and in and in, and I want to...
Love. Gentlemen, it's time for our expedition within.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Some lovely specimens.
Delectable.
Delightful.
Delicious.
Might be a good night.
It might.
Will be.
For sure.
Did you see the group of them? Basketball team, I reckon.
Fit and strong and tall.
Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Like, like we did before.
Nah, not this.
Like a bunch of
No, not a bunch.
A gaggle.
They're not geese.
They're swans.
Like long-necked swans.
sunning themselves beside a pond.
Nice.
Enough of this.
Did you see that one sunbathing on the upper deck?
Beautiful tits.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
A few duds.
A few.
Not many.
A few old.
A few fat.
A few ugly.
Did you see the dog at the bar?
Why would she come on a cruise?
Beats me.
I wouldn't fuck her and nor would use.
Did you see the woman at the pokey machine? Her bum.
Heart-shaped.
That's the one.
I love women.
Love them.
Gorgeous, aren't they?
Love them.
The way they're built.
Curves on them.
They're soft.
Skin like silk.
Run your fingers along the inside of their arms.
Love them.
Smell of them.
Like milk.
My mum, honestly, she's number one.
My mother's amazing.
Mine's an angel.
Mine's a saint.
What she's put up with,
Without her, I'd have fallen apart.
When I look at my mum, it breaks my heart.
I can tell her anything.
What she's been through.
I'd do anything for my mum.
Anything at all.
I'd give up my life.
Me too.
She's just the best.
The very best.
Not a day goes by without me thinking of her.
Every day I ring her.
I see her as much as I can.
How often is that?
What?
How often do you see her?
I said, as much as I can.
How much is that?
I don't know. I see her. I see her. I see her. You know, lots of times I go see her.
When?
Once, sometimes twice.
A week?
A year. I don't need to see her all the time. She doesn't want that. I'm fucking 39. She doesn't want me hanging around her neck. She's okay with that. I might not see my mum much, but I love her and she knows that.
I see my mum every week. And every week I leave her and I sit in the car. I can't drive away. I can barely speak. I am her biggest disappointment. I say, Mum, guess what? And before I can say what, she says, you've got yourself a decent job? And I think, fuck you! I give you money and you never say no. She has a dig at me every chance she gets. I compliment her on the lunch she makes me and she says, if you kept your wife, you'd eat like this. She says she doesn't want to see me, that she's only interested in her grandkids.
I know, your mum, she's...
She's what?
Well, you know, she's...
What?
Don't, for fuck's sake, don't.
All I was going to say
What the
was...
fuck were you going to say?
Don't.
She's great, your mum, she's
You
great.
shut your mouth, you've got no right.
I said she's great, didn't I?
Yeah, that's right.
My mum's a goddess.
Sex goddess.
Runt, you're really asking for one.
No, she is. She looks amazing, my mum. She keeps her hair blonde. She hasn't got an ounce of fat. She looks after herself. Her skin's lovely. She wouldn't be seen dead without a pair of heels. She's 66 and she's fucking gorgeous.
Well, I couldn't leave my mum. I tried. It lasted 2 weeks. I couldn't bear to think of her on her own. It's like I'd lost my right arm. Well, she tells me it's time for me to go, that I should be making a life of it on my own, but she'd miss me so much I couldn't do it. I'll never go. She needs me.
How old are you?
Why?
He's only 41.
Nothing wrong with still living with your mum.
Women are the best of creatures.
The best. And we've some fine examples aboard this ship.
We've struck it rich.
Nice range.
A good number from which to pick.
Lovely.
And you know what's perfect?
What's that?
They've no escape.
Nowhere for them to go.
They're captive.
Trapped.
Sitting ducks.
All we gotta do is round them up.
They're checking us out.
They like what they see.
They want us.
Stay cool.
They can't resist.
They're hungry for us.
Ravenous.
Their tongues are hanging out.
They're creaming their jeans.
They're saying, please, please,
Pick me.
No, me.
Ripe for the picking.
And we're picking.
Straight from the tree.
Patience.
Sit quietly.
And wait.
They'll come.
Closer.
And closer.
They're nibbling.
They are
Nibbling.
about to bite.
About to take the bait.
What's this?
What you got?
Hey.
Hey?
Hey?
What is it? What are these?
Rabbit.
Oh, I take them.
I take them too, but rabbit.
Who'd have thought?
Rabbit.
What would you need with these?
What do you think I am, a machine?
Yes,
Rabbit, yes, you're a machine.
You can
You're
go
a-
with it all day.
You're a bunny.
Our natural wonder.
Our unreachable dream.
You love sex.
You love it.
You're a marvel at it.
Sex is your forte.
Rabbit and Viagra.
No way.
I don't actually.
What?
I don't love it. I love the flirting, the lowdown, the chase. I love them wanting me like they're hurting. I love all that. But the sex, I'm not really sure that I'm that keen on it, to tell you the truth. In fact, I think it's a bit disappointing.
Disappointing.
Pull the other one, rabbit.
Disappointing.
It's because you've got Anna.
You've got her on tap.
Anna and I haven't had sex for years. We don't sleep in the same bed. Anna won't let me lay my hands on her. They're too dirty, she says.
You love sex, Rabbit. You always have.
I've fucked hundreds of women because I could. Once I could think of nothing else, even used to keep count. Now it's only when I want to make a night of it. I've got my little blue pills and I know I'm set and that the lady will have no regrets. Here, help yourselves.
When a man loves a woman, can't keep his mind on nothing else, he'll trade the world for the good thing he's found. If she's bad, he can see it. She can do no wrong. Turn his back on his best friend if he put her down.
When a man loves a woman, spend his very last dime trying to hold on to what he needs. He'd give up all his comfort, sleep out in the rain, if she said that's the way it ought to be. Well, his man loves a woman. I give you everything I had. Try to hold on to your precious love, baby. Baby, please don't treat me bad! Oh! When a man loves a woman,
Deep down in his soul, she can bring him such misery. If she plays him for a fool, he's the last one to know. Loving eyes can hardly see. When a man loves a woman, he can do no wrong. He can never hold some other girl. Yes, when a man loves a woman, I don't know exactly how he feels. 'Cause baby, 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 you're my world. Woo!
I never don't pick up.
what about me? I'm rabbit. I score.
I don't know what's going on, but this has never happened to me before.
It's hard to believe, but they're just not biting, that's for sure.
You could learn to dance, for fuck's sake.
Me? What's wrong with the way I dance?
And do you have to look so desperate?
Me? I'm not desperate. I'm not desperate. How am I fucking desperate?
You've got to learn to be cool.
I'm cool. I am. I'm cool.
You're not.
You turn them off.
You get under their skin.
You make them crawl.
You make them cringe.
No, I don't. I don't do that. Do I?
Yes.
You do.
It's you. It's definitely you.
It's true. I repel them. I take a step towards them and they reel back. I disgust them, I can tell that. They hate my guts. I get so far, like once when I managed to convince this girl, a really nice girl I met on the net, to come and meet me for a drink, because we'd been toing and froing for a couple of weeks and got to know each other a bit, and I liked her and she liked me, I thought. I waited for her in this bar. Nice bar. Cost $10 for a stubby of beer. And I saw her and I stood up so she could see me, to show her I was there. She scanned the room searching for me and I could see how she looked. Gorgeous, really. but not too gorgeous. I mean, not out of my reach. I mean, someone who could possibly quite like me. She had a lovely smile. And she was excited to meet me, I guessed. And then she saw me and the smile went, and so did the excitement, and I could see it wasn't me or anything like me that she'd imagined. She pretended she was looking for someone else. She turned quickly and walked out. I didn't bother going after her. I thought, nah, fuck her. She's just like all the rest.
Been a while.
Yeah.
Busy.
Yep.
Work.
Yeah.
Must be raking it in.
Not too bad.
Even dumps go for millions.
Right now you could sell almost anything.
I've got nothing to sell. Danielle got everything.
You should try to get yourself back in the market.
What with?
You start with something little in an area that'll take off in a few years.
Danielle fleeced me, I tell you.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
She fucking did.
Well, she's got the kids.
Oh, that's bullshit, that is. Women get everything. The house, the kids, the car, half the superannuation. Why? Give me the kids. Let me have the house. Let me sit around on my ass all day.
Yeah.
Men get a raw deal. They get tossed out of the house. They don't get to see their kids. It's
I
like
thought you saw your kids all the time.
I don't. And that's the truth. I don't, because Danielle makes sure I don't. She knows I work nights, but no, the bitch won't alter the arrangements, not 1 inch. She won't let me come unless it's the days the court decided on. And then she complains because I haven't got a room for them. No, I haven't got a room for them, Danielle, because I live in a fucking shitbox. Because you kept the house and you've got the rooms for them and I've got nothing. She's a cunt.
Don't call her a cunt.
She's my cunt. I'll call her a cunt if I want to.
Don't call her a cunt.
You don't know her.
I know she's a great mother.
Sometimes I think I'll take the kids and I'll do something with them. Hide them from her or hurt them, because that'd hurt her. That'd fucking kill her. That'd get her right here through her fucking hard, shriveled up little heart.
Jesus.
I know.
Jesus!
I know. I love her.
Sure you do.
I can't live without her.
Well, you better learn to.
Not possible.
Oh, it's over, Craze. It's over. Find someone else.
There's nobody else.
Craze, Danielle doesn't want you.
Well, she wants me all right.
Craze, Danielle doesn't want you.
She wanted me last night.
Bullshit.
It's true.
Bullshit. Danielle wasn't with you.
What would you know? Snotty nosed,
Stuck up.
Skinny-assed
bitches. Chatting up two pretty little things, and who should come along and intervene? The mother. She says, "Come along, girls, it's time to go back to our cabin." And I say, "They're having a good time, and we're on the trip
Of a lifetime.
And she says, "These girls are only 15.
Jailbait, mate.
And I say, "Don't worry about it, I don't mind." And she calls me a swine. And I say perhaps she was interested in a bit of pig rooting herself, but you know what? She declined.
All the young ones have been locked in their cabins.
They've been around the blocks, them lot.
Mollycoddles,
Sluts.
Mummy still wipes their asses.
looking down their noses.
At us.
The best of them have gone to bed.
Too tired, this one that I thought I had sewn up says.
The blonde one I had disappeared.
I thought you had her done and dusted.
I was kissing some chick till her husband interrupted.
I got one almost back to the cabin and she sobers up and says, "Listen, I've changed my mind." And I said, "Come on, what's the problem?" And she says, "Oh, I don't feel well." And I said, "Well, you were healthy enough 2 minutes ago." And she tries to leave and I say, "Nah, not so fast. You led me on. You knew what I wanted." I grab her by the arm and then she gets all bolshy and tells me to let her go or she'll call for the purser. I hit the wall real hard and I said, "You're lucky that's not your head."
There's always tomorrow.
No, tonight.
Tonight's the night.
Gotta be tonight.
That's right.
The first night.
Sets the tone for the other night.
Gotta score on the first night.
Got to.
It's vital that we do.
And I've been looking forward to it too.
Thought it'd be a pushover.
Women, I tell you, they fuck everything up.
Sometimes they shit you.
Sometimes they don't know their own luck.
All they're good for is a fuck.
And that's all we want to do.
Fuck!
I love them, I do, but they've been looking over my shoulder when I've been talking to them.
I love them too, but they've been really picky.
Standoffish.
Hard to please.
Unfriendly.
Up themselves.
Humorless.
Snitchy.
Bitchy.
Yeah, bitchy.
Real bitchy.
Bitches.
Bitches.
Women.
What do you expect?
I tell you when I really don't like them, when they're crying.
Crying. You never tell me I'm beautiful.
You never say you love me.
You never compliment me.
You don't love me.
really love me.
Not enough.
You don't want me.
really want me.
Not enough.
Never enough.
Can't give them enough.
That's not possible.
They're empty.
Can never fill them up.
They're greedy.
Needy. They want too much.
Want and want some more.
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 They're bottomless pits.
Women.
They shit me.
And me.
If worse comes to worse, we've still got Runt.
That's true.
That's a relief.
What are you talking about?
That we've always got you.
Runt's as good as any cunt.
Better.
What the fuck?
Absolutely.
He'll do.
Nicely too.
I've had it with yous. I really have. You call yourself mates? I don't think so. When we get off this boat, I want nothing to do with yous. George, you think you've got it all. And Rabbit, I'm taller than you. And Craze, I want my money back. I'm withdrawing it from the investment. I don't care how much money it makes.
What? What? Oh, right. No, you didn't.
Runt. Are you kidding?
Tell us you didn't.
You didn't.
What?
You didn't give Craig's money for an investment.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't give him cash, did you?
I did. There was no investment. You ripped me off. I want it back. All of it.
Yeah, no worries.
I said I want it back.
And I said no worries.
Oh, hey.
He's meant to be a mate.
Yeah, he is a mate. A lying and cheating mate.
I'm going to kill him.
You got sucked in.
Fuck him.
How much?
$5,000.
Shit.
I'll get it back. I'll get it back. I will.
Sure you will. Was Craze with you last night, Runt?
I'll make him.
Runt, did Craze stay with you last night?
If it's the last thing I do.
Runt.
Every last cent.
Runt, I'm asking if Craze was with you last night.
What? No.
Right.
Yes.
What?
I shouted him too. I'm an idiot, an easy take. I paid for his drinks all night.
He was with you.
Idiot.
He's a fucking liar.
I'll get it back.
He was with you.
I will.
Sure you will.
And then he went to Danielle's.
Would have thought
By now,
by 40,
Would have got somewhere.
some place.
For something to have come through.
To have paid off.
be looking good.
By now.
By 40,
Half a life.
And what have I got?
To show for it.
what
What have I got? Would have thought.
By now.
By 40,
Something.
Something worth something.
Something really good.
Solid.
satisfying.
Dream or two.
Come true.
A mountain
A
climbed.
battle won.
A medal.
Someone says, good on you. I loved you. I did, I loved you.
Finally, you've come out.
No, not like that. I loved you like a brother. Can't get any greater love than that.
I loved you too, Runt. I still love
No cunt would have done what you done if you truly loved me.
you. I do.
You don't love me. You don't know how to.
I know how to love.
When I love someone, they can trust me through and through. I would never betray them. I stay true no matter what they do.
Well, Runt, there's the irony, because just like that, you turned your back. You who thinks he's so true deserted me.
Deserted you? You deserted me.
Just like that, think I've ripped you off.
You have ripped me off.
I've ripped you off, have I?
Yes, you fucking ripped me off.
Who says? Rabbit, George. What do they know? What the fuck do they know about our investment?
There is no investment. Is there?
Not according to George and Rabbit.
Is there?
Do you think I'm crazy enough to let those fuckers in on our affairs?
Yes. Why not?
Because now they want in. Now they're interested. Now, when we're on our way, when we're way ahead, when the greedy little fuckers are sorry they never put up like you and I did. And what do instead? They try to fuck us.
Is there an investment?
Of course there fucking is!
You should have said.
Don't worry, you'll get your money.
No, why?
I'll pull it. It'll take a while, but don't you worry.
Hang
I
on.
said you'd get it.
No, it's just...
I said a couple of weeks, tops.
Is it still a goer?
It's a goer, all right.
I thought you'd...
I know what you thought.
Well, no, I did. I thought you'd...
Betrayed you. I know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Craze. I am. Mate. Brother. I really am.
What's this?
Nothing. Nothing.
What's going on?
Nothing at all.
Come off it, George.
It's nothing much. Nothing important, that's for sure.
Nothing important. You look like you're about to jump overboard. Something's hurting.
Yeah, something's hurting.
Is it this chick you got back on shore?
Yeah. Yeah, it's her. It's her.
Georgie. What's she got that can do this to you? Georgie, never seen you do this before. She's got you writhing. She's got you in pain. She's got a little Georgie doll and she's sticking pins in you.
Yeah, that's right. Don't worry about me. It won't last. It'll be over by the end of the night.
But Georgie...
What the fuck's with the Georgie?
I'm worried about you, that's all.
No need to. You're right. I don't do this. I don't do this for some stupid bitch. Yeah, bitch.
It's not worth it.
No, it's not.
Must have been someone pretty bloody special to have you hook, line and sinker.
Yeah, I thought so too, but no, there's nothing special about her. Except one thing, maybe she's a liar. A great liar. A fucking fantastic liar.
Nothing worse than a liar.
She had me sucked in. She had me fooled, totally. It's hard to believe how fooled she had me.
Fuck her.
Yeah, fuck her.
I mean it. Fuck her.
Yeah, I mean it too. I really mean it. Fuck her.
She doesn't deserve you.
No, she doesn't.
Let her go.
No, let her.
Toss her overboard.
She's tossed. She's in the water.
Let her drown.
Oh, no worries. I'm holding her head under.
Keep holding it.
Oh, I've got it.
Wait. Till there's not a peep out of her.
Not a peep.
Till there's not a move left in her.
I've got her. I've got her. She's gone.
Well done.
The night's not over yet. Look what I've got here. My own little treasure chest.
What's in it?
Something to make us feel better.
Better than this.
To give us a lift?
This here will rock your socks. It'll knock your block off. It's the elixir of the gods. It allows you to lose yourself in exquisite pleasure. It'll amaze you, astound you. It'll make an animal of you. A savage.
A savage.
A savage. It's just the thing to tip into a lady's drink.
To loosen her up.
To relax her.
But not too much.
Don't want to knock her off her feet.
Just enough.
To make her feel sweet.
So sweet.
And friendly.
Super friendly.
And randy.
As randy as a pig.
On heat.
Just enough.
To steal her innocence.
To liberate her from indecision.
To release her from her inhibition.
What's left?
The dregs.
The leftovers.
Old.
Ugly.
Fat.
I don't talk to women over 60 kilos.
Beggars can't be choosers.
What about that?
That.
That. Not that.
We're not reduced to that.
Wouldn't touch her with a barge pole.
Not that fat, ugly bitch.
Old too.
She wouldn't have a clue.
She wouldn't suspect a thing.
Now that's true.
Wouldn't know what hit her.
Beggars can't be choosers.
She'll do.
I'd fuck her.
I'd fuck her.
I'd fuck anything.
Gotta fuck something.
And quick.
I'm loaded.
About to explode.
Do the ugly bitch a favour.
Are you in?
I'm
I'm
in.
in.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you join me in thanking the cast of Savages? And the director, Susie Dee. And we are also very lucky today to have in the audience with us the writer Patricia Cornelius, who is... Oh, Patricia Cornelius? Who is in fact not going to be in the audience any longer because I'm going to bring her up on stage. If you just give us a few seconds, we're even going to bring out some seats. We're going to have a chat. Give me one sec. Welcome, Patricia.
Hi.
I mean, I think for me, as I said, that play has won pretty much every award there has been to win. And even sitting there, even in this form, in its kind of absolute rawness on a Saturday afternoon at the Wheeler Centre, I still feel, I mean, I kind of laughed all the way through and I still feel sitting here in front of everyone like I've kind of been punched in the guts, which is that the sign of kind of pretty extraordinary writing. How do you feel when you're sitting here and watching the work?
It's interesting because it has had a season and these are the four men and with Susie and kind of has been realised in a theatrical way. So it's always a bit of a sort of fearful moment about just hearing the text, even though they delivered it so beautifully. You're kind of worried that the text is going to be revealed a bit wanting. When that they've carried it all, so it was good. It was great to hear them, and really, I mean, I sort of still feel a bit shocked by it myself, actually. Whoa, that's bleak.
Does it kind of make you feel like you never want to spend a cent on sets or costumes ever again?
Yeah.
Just in the raw, that's kind of all you need.
Yeah.
Just like that. This week, for those who don't know, this whole week at the Wheeler Centre, we're exploring contemporary masculinities and the kind of problematic nature of contemporary masculinities. And a lot of people have been asking kind of why that's a focus for us. And it is, of course, based on the statistics, the kind of horrifying statistics that look at particularly domestic violence and incredibly high suicide rates for men, that made us kind of want to focus on it for a week and program this as part of that. So I'm going to ask you the question I guess I've been asking people up on this stage all week. In the piece we hear that boys shouldn't cry. We hear that boys don't understand how to be a man. What do you think, in kind of teaching boys how to be men, what are we doing wrong? What's gone wrong?
I think it's such a complex thing about gender. I mean, you can apply it to girls with a whole different set of values, but I think just witnessing with boys are about boys toughening up and boys not being expected to cry or in fact not crying or it's such a confusing issue, isn't it? Because a lot of the gender differences, I think, is a lot of crap. And so that you're dealing with stuff what boys are meant to do and girls are meant to do. And in the end, you think, oh, my God, let them be children and allow them to experience a whole lot of things and equally. But that doesn't happen from such an early age. And it's really appalling to kind of look at a lot of behaviours and go, what the hell have we allowed? How is this unleashed? Where mostly when even young men have such a distaste for women. It doesn't mean they don't want to sleep with them. It doesn't mean they don't have relationships with them. But they're kind of angry with women. And I think some of the play is dealing with the fact that men in themselves are quite powerless, and that often men feel very unhappy about the state of their own lives, and women become the object of their hatred and their disempowerment. They find empowerment in hurting women or feeling that they have to take something from women. So even a strange woman on a dance floor late at night, who's also on a trip of a lifetime, they're going to take her down. And it's hard. I'm just a playwright. The whole gender thing is kind of... I'm exploring it, but it is complicated, obviously.
You are a playwright, but in the work also, I mean, I think part of what makes it so interesting is, I mean, these men do and say these kind of terrible things, but you've also depicted them with an awful lot of sympathy, actually. They're kind of victims themselves, and they talk a lot about, growing up as a boy, says my dad never showed me love, and men get a raw deal, and you've depicted date rapists quite sympathetically, really. I mean, why?
I kind of knew when I embarked on the play, I knew that I only wanted men, that I wasn't going to have the victim or the woman present, that I wanted to have a look at these men and how they can get to this point of ugliness. But I also knew that the audience would leave in droves if you start off in a point where you're just going to show men ugly. We all know men ugly, but to be able to kind of keep you there, to keep one considerate of who the characters are and who these people, that they have feelings, that they experience things, then I knew I had to kind of make them seductive in some ways, that they needed the humour, they needed the fun in the language. Otherwise you'd do a run, and I would get sickened by the writing of it. So a lot of playwriting, when you're writing about bleak ideas, is a kind of seduction in how you can hold on to an audience to want to be bothered with even being considering such characters or notions. So it's all a bit trickery to keep bums on seats, really.
It was all in fact a commercial imperative.
Yeah.
I'm interested also, I mean, speaking of the kind of bleak subject matter in your process in writing the work, I mean, it is, some people may not know, it's based on a real case. Diane Brimble, who was a 42-year-old mother of three who died on the Pacific Sky cruise liner from an overdose of the date rape drug Fantasy. This is obviously, it's a work of fiction, it's not that work, but how did you go about, did you research that case, and how much did that kind of inspire, I guess, what we've seen today?
I did research it. I thought it was one of those cases that we have in Australia where it gets under your psyche, in the Australian psyche. It was a case that affected me and a lot of people, men and women, but women in particular. And it was something about that she was just gone on a holiday, and that she was absolutely out for a good time, and then this group of men descended on her, and she ends up dead. And reading a lot of the material was really sickening. So these men are even worse than these men. Art is funny sometimes. You think, that is just so bleak, but actually life is often far more bleak, and you can't even use those sort of stories on stage because people kind of find it's just too ugly. The world is really way too much uglier than even a bleak play like this. But I knew too that I felt that Diane Brimble had enough, that I didn't want her depicted, I didn't want the story told, and I didn't think that she deserved it, and that I wanted to kind of look after her. And I just wanted to look at their behaviour, look at how men might get there. How in the hell would you think that was going to be a good time? How did those sort of series of events during one night, the very first night of a ship cruise, how in hell did all those things match up that this could happen? So that that sort of started me on my...
And what did you read? I mean, were you just reading kind of media reports? Did you have access to other
No, I sort
kind of
of
materials?
read the transcripts of the courts and the stuff. The other thing that really was important to me was that immediately a playwright that I didn't need to mention in Queensland had, after this Diane's death, immediately wrote a play, and it was like a naturalistic play, kind of doing the whole, reenacting it. And the family was hurt, really hurt by it, because it was an ugly, terrible play, and it was sort of quite exploitative and of what had happened. And so the family felt really terribly hurt by it. And so I thought, oh my God, I want to write about it too, and I'm going to hurt them some more. So there's a sort of stuff we've taken from real life is that you kind of there were more men. I named these men, these are different characters, but I just knew that there's a sort of ethics involved in how to look after people in the world, even if you don't know them. And I could leave her alone and just concentrate on just the behaviour.
Patricia, in every interview with you that I always read, the journalists always ask you the same question, and they always ask you your plays win every award. They are kind of always lauded and acclaimed, and but we're seeing your shows mostly in kind of fringe theatres and not on the kind of main stages. Mm-hmm. So Patricia, your place in every award and we see it on the main stages. Why? Can I ask you the question? I mean, that everyone asks you. Why do you think that is? What is it about your writing that just, there's no one's studying the kind of quality of the work? Is it too raw? Is it too rough? Is it too political? What is it about the work that we're not seeing on the main stages? And do you want to be there anyway?
I would just answer the last bit. I would like to be there because now it has become really difficult to get work on. The middle range companies and the smaller companies have been defunded, and so there are very few companies left that are wanting to do independent works and Australian works and new works, and sadly. And so it feels to me like there is a kind of not wanting to hear the voice of Australian playwrights, and that we are being silenced out. But there's a lot of contention of it. I come from a background in Melbourne Workers Theatre, and I think whenever anybody hears Melbourne Workers Theatre, they say, I'm going to cause a revolution if only I could. And so there's sort of a sense that Patricia Cornelius is this radical playwright, and I hope so. I hope I am. I don't ever write for a company in terms of will they put it on, will I kind of tailor my script for them. So that probably annoys people. And I sort of, there is a sort of point where these are bleak subjects. I like bleak. I actually like it an awful lot. I like it because it does have inherent drama in it. I like it because you have to really work hard with your craft to kind of get in there and be able to allow an audience to stay in there. I like it because it's about the truth, that there are bleak things in Australia that we never confront, and I'm sick of it. So if the mainstream don't want to touch it, don't touch it. I don't want you to stuff it up anyway. So... and consequently, I am quite poor.
And on that note, do we have anyone brave enough to ask Patricia a question? You may get an extraordinary answer like that. Do we have any questions, audience? If you can just wait for the microphone. Sorry.
When did you start writing this? I mean, it coincided with the death of this woman. And how long did it take you to get to the point where it was put on stage, and did you workshop it a lot?
I wrote it quite a long time ago, and I wrote it over a long period. So there was part of the looking at the research of Diane, and I did feel a bit sickened by part of it at a point where you sort of go, oh, this is irksome stuff. This is, how am I going to deal with it? So it sort of sat with me, and I worked on other things and came back to it. And yes, there was workshops, but only I think, Susie, you have to remind me, but only in relationship to when we went to... Someone like Mary Lou Gelbart from 45 Downstairs is like a lifesaver to independent playwrights and Australian playwrights, because she'll look at her work and she goes, we're doing it. We're just doing it. And then you have to get the funding for it, but you sort of go, really? And she's so quick and really faithful to new work. And so it took a while to do this work and to get it there. And even the auditions were sort of difficult with these four wonderful men, because with the auditions there were a lot of men male actors who won't go there, who can't actually, found it really difficult to be ugly, to go to kind of connect to that part of themselves that is so fantastic to watch. It's terrific.
Thank you. I found that really fantastic, so thank you for all involved for putting it on. I hadn't realised who the playwright was and that you're a woman, and when I was watching that, I know men who have expressed that sort of anger, and I just wanted to ask how did you capture that voice so well? Because for me, I mean, and I wonder if men have said to you that they feel that was a true, well, that tapped into a part of them. It just felt very authentic to men that I know that are that angry.
Yeah, I think I definitely have had the response where I've sort of attacked as if I've been writing just about all men. And that's so ridiculous. These are four particular men, and who together bring about this terrible evening. But I think that it's important that men do the broader subject that Simon introduced us to was about violence, is about how men don't intervene and men do not allow certain behaviours, and we forgive it. And especially from men who have sort of great personalities. It's like I was a teacher for a while and I loved the naughty boys. Why I love the naughty boys, I have no idea, because now I'd like to give them a good clap. But not that I'm allowed to, but
no violence, Patricia, no violence.
Whereas naughty girls, you would be crushed in a moment. So there's a whole lot of behaviours that we kind of feel is spunky or we forgive to a degree. But it's certainly, I don't, where my brother's in the audience, and I'd like to say our father was a great inspiration in some ways, but not entirely. No, he wasn't, Peter, he wasn't actually.
So confirming, you don't hate men?
No, I don't. I have to like them. I've got a son. And he's really all right most of the time.
They're great.
I've got a lovely brother.
They're pretty good.
No, I don't hate men.
Yeah, right down the front.
Yeah.
Away from the irksome
Yeah.
subject matter, I was interested in the fact they seem to slide in and out of rhyme, the rhythm of it.
Yeah. I mean, part of that is, hopefully, is the seduction. You sort of think that when you're using a vernacular that's pretty tough and really kind of hard on the ear, it's hard on the ear even when I say it. So I knew, in a way, it was part of kind of the seduction of there's a pleasant kind of rough rhyme in there, and that you get away with more if these men talk like this, and it is quite seductive in itself. See that, and it's incredibly enjoyable to write, because sometimes it's just funny.
Patricia did say to me just before you came in, she said, with all the bad language, I wonder if we'll get any walkouts. I said, sure, it's nothing they haven't heard before. And it wasn't. Not one person left. Straight down the front, yeah.
Hi, I thought that was an amazing performance, and I just wanted to ask, do you see it as a classist, a judgment on class?
No, I do. I think that it's really difficult, because I think that definitely most of my works deal with class, and that there is a sort of working class. I think there's a problem with being concerned with class, because a lot of lefties, or a lot of, and me included, would want to be actually champion the working class, but not in a way that is kind of not the truth, and not in that old sort of style way. But I sort of tried to do the balance with George, who was kind of more of a middle class fellow, but at the same time, I didn't want to let him off the hook just because of being working class. These are mostly working class men. Did that answer it?
To see how it would work with in another strata level of society, for how it would pan out.
Yeah, I have no compulsion to argue that violence, especially against women, is absolutely classless and across class. And but yeah, it's sort of, I suppose it's that kind of trip of a lifetime thing, whereas for ruling class men, and they don't need trips of a lifetime quite like that. It would be a different milieu.
How much of their backgrounds were based on fact, or did it all just come to you?
No, I wasn't interested in those men. They're pretty revolting. But I was sort of, I think I've taken one thing from which is sort of ludicrous. One thing from the transcript was I don't touch women that are over 60 kilos. Actually came from in court, and so, but otherwise I was kind of interested in looking at kind of, a very stereotypical men, or a mechanic, or a man who's got lots of different jobs, who are really, I just made it up. Yeah.
Patricia, it was absolutely magnificent, I thought, but you've shown us the observation. Have you got a suggestion for a solution? Does it lie in the education system? Because kids can go home to bad parenting, despite wonderful teachers, but is there a way that we can start rebuilding that kind of terrible man behaviour?
I think the thing about what you kind of wish when you're a playwright who wants to write, every time I write a play, I think, well, it's hard to get on, and that I might as well go for it. Go for as much as I can say about the particular subject that I've chosen. And I might as well try to say something about the world, the country and people I live with and live in. And but at the same time, there's a limitation to what a play, all it can be is a provocation. All it can do is have people hopefully not talk about where will we go for and have a coffee or a drink, but more about they were interested in talking about the issues of the work, and to kind of exacerbate some kind of debate. And if it could bring about some huge change, then great. I think there is a resistance in the schools for works like this, and for even a work I wrote is a really profound title called Slut, where you kind of go, why did you do that, Patricia? Because it's not even going to get through, but about young girls and the kind of experience of young girls. And there is a real resistance to material that is full on, which is such a pity, because young people will talk readily when they recognise stuff that is known to them, of course.
Do you feel that pressure, Patricia, to have to, your job, you've written, an extraordinary work that makes us kind of feel incredible things, to then have to be responsible for changing the world as well?
Yeah, I mean, one can dream, really. No.
Another question.
Hi. I suppose to follow up what you were just saying about the provocation, and I don't want anyone to answer it, this question I suppose is more for the men in the audience then, that I'd ask you to think about how you were felt, were made to feel by watching that. Because I sort of agree with this woman who mentioned that she knows those men, and you said you weren't writing an everyman, but I saw it when it was in its season at 45 Downstairs, and I did feel that too. I've known those men, all of them. But not all the men you know, I would never know if they would be capable of rape or if they would be rapists. So it comes back again, like you said, to this bystander stuff as well, and the actual culture that we have that's where some of that everyman came through. But congratulations, everyone. It's brilliant.
Do you have any response to that, Patricia, or do you want to, as Tony Jones would say, take that as a comment?
I take no, I mean, I take that as a very good comment. Good.
Great. Hello, yeah, another question.
Yeah, thank you. That was really uncomfortable to watch as a performance. Yeah, very unsettling. My question is quite similar to the ladies before, and I was actually wondering if I could ask it of the performers, because I'm interested in their experience as men, playing those roles and the phrases and that vernacular, which is so familiar, and that's what's disturbing. It's familiar and it gets more and more intense. And I'm interested in their experience as a man playing that role and what it might have changed or shifted in them, or what, because that's ultimately where the change comes from in what each of us then do as a result of being aware of inequality and violence.
Men? Who's gonna take that one? There we are.
Well, I guess you become an actor because you like going into places that you don't that aren't always acceptable to go into. So I quite there's a pleasure in playing a villain. You know, there's a real pleasure in that, and part of the pleasure is to take a part of yourself that you normally kind of wrestle with, or you might not particularly like, and that you kind of go, oh, well, that's just part of me, I guess, and I'll try and kind of manage it with the other parts of me. And then you just go, well, no, let's bring out that little dog and just let him just play around, you know? And so from my point of view, when people are saying, oh, there's a part of, I don't think it's every man, and I don't think Patricia's trying to say, you know, it's not all men, hashtag, if anyone knows it. But it's kind of, it is that I recognise parts of his character, yeah. So it's just kind of taking a little bit of, and just being able to be that, the whole thing. Yeah. But I would also say I did notice myself getting quite angry during the rehearsals, quite a lot, because I was constantly drawing on that kind of side of things.
I want to add a little bit to that too. I remember when I did the audition at the start, and it was prior to us doing a reading. It was sort of like a few days where we would come in, and it was held over a few days. And I remember in the audition thinking, I could play all four of these guys. You know, there is a bit of me in each of these men. And was really happy to get the role of Runt, because I went, actually, there is a particular Runt is in me, and there's no doubt, and I have that, and I'm capable of Runt well and truly. But obviously, I feel like I've progressed from Runt some time ago, but it was a really interesting rehearsal process, because effectively there was sort of four men on the floor, and everybody else was a woman. So Susie directed, Patricia was there in the room, and she would come in and, and we were sort of playing with the script and playing with the language, so there was changes being made. So there was a whole lot of decisions, as with every sort of production, that were kind of getting made collectively and as groups. And at times there was conflict, because there was like the different perspectives and how people would understand, certain moments and certain things. And so at times, and I think after about the second week, I really felt like there was this real tension had sort of developed in the room, and that's not a bad thing. That's a tremendous thing, when you're creating a new piece of work. That's part of that creative process. But there was a sense that there was tension that was of a sexual nature. But yeah. No, not sort of sexual. But it was tremendous. It is tremendous fun as an actor. I think that's why we all do it, is to explore parts of ourselves, and again, like Mark's saying, we can only bring what we know to the work, and we can only explore it to the best of our abilities. But I felt it was a really important piece of an exploration of these, because I'm aware of these situations. I played footy and went on footy trips as a kid, and I've felt that peer pressure from other men in those, particularly as a young man who doesn't know himself and who doesn't really understand women. It doesn't have particularly good, but I've got a terrific father and I've got great role models, and I'm a good boy, but I've seen that behaviour, and I was curious about exploring that as well. So I think, we all probably had to do this play. But yeah, it's good. I'll shut up now.
Kylie will steal it away from you. Patricia, I feel like we've talked a lot about the kind of a lot of bleak subjects. I feel like I need to end on a positive note. I want to ask you kind of what's your great hope when you're looking at, say, the future of Australian theatre? You've talked a lot today about the kind of great work of independent theatre and companies and the kind of power of your work in that context. What's your great hope for Australian theatre?
Oh, God.
She said, don't ask me anything mean before I came on as well.
The other day in The Age, we saw Ursula Dovich and just a whole new shift from actors from non-English speaking backgrounds and Indigenous actors are looking at colourblind casting and becoming quite feisty about the lack of roles. And I think there is just so much wealth in our theatres and that we avoid, and that they're too white. They're mostly written by men that are the producers. Like the inequity in terms of female and male playwrights is appalling in this country. And just to represent who we really are, and to represent it, we are full of drama. So much drama. We have a history of it. We can continue to have the dramas, but we want to turn our faces away from it. And I think it's so rich and so powerful that I hope that we get tougher and more magnificent with our material.
Good answer.
Positive.
Well, if we have more work made by the wonderful director Susie Dee and our own Patricia Cornelius, I think the future of Australian theatre is looking pretty bright. Would you join with me in thanking Susie, the cast, and the wonderful Patricia Cornelius?